Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, today we're going to be taking a look at this. This is the Crosley Ranchero AM/FM receiver, and this is another in our ongoing series on defunct and discontinued Crosley products. Just kidding, but it's funny, a lot of the stuff we've reviewed is actually discontinued. You know, I find that with Victrola and Crosley, they actually cycle through their product lines a lot, and it's not necessarily an indicator of successful or unsuccessful products as much as it is just kind of refreshing from a design standpoint. I know in Crosley's case, they actually have people that are on staff that pick the colors that are going to be applicable for the next year. They're very on top of style and trends and stuff like that. But sometimes products, you know, don't keep going and they have to be discontinued. This is one of them, as you can tell by this dust on top. This has been on the store shelves for a long time, and I got it at Second & Charles again the other day. This one was originally MSRP on this, as you can see down here, is $100, and you may be saying, wow, that's a lot of money for a radio. So, because it is an AM/FM radio receiver with an aux input. I mean, it's not a record player, it has no Bluetooth connectivity, but I got it for $10. So I'm not going to complain there. Okay, so let's go ahead and open it up. I mean, literally it says impressive sound performance meets outstanding vintage design. This tabletop radio, to me, the design looks cool. It's very reminiscent of like a car stereo. It's sort of this mid-century look with like a car. It just reminds me of like growing up as a kid, you know, what car radio tuners look like. So let's go ahead and unbox it. See exactly what you get in the box. Always top of the line packaging with Crosley. Yeah, this is an older logo of theirs, I believe. This is an FM antenna, I believe. Yeah, it looks like an FM antenna with like an RF connection. Aux cable, because you can connect an external device. And then the manual. So let's see here. Pretty thick. I'm sure it probably is written in 4 different languages. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Let's look at this specifics here. So for those of you in the UK, always I get this question like, you guys are still on analog radio? It's true. We don't have the DAB broadcast. We had what they called HD radio, which was similar for a period of time, but it just flopped. People weren't interested. So we still have old school analog radio, which is cool. If you got a vintage radio, it still works. We have digital tuning, but in terms of the broadcast, it's all still analog. The digital just wasn't, people weren't interested in it. So on FM, we've got 88 to 108 megahertz and AM 530 to 1700 kilohertz with a built-in FM antenna, no, an external FM antenna, can you read? And a built-in ferrite AM bar. So the AM antenna is going to be one of those ferrite bars. Power consumption 15 watts. Speakers 3-inch dynamic type 1. 3-inch dynamic type times 1. So 1 speaker. All right. 12 volt, 1 amp power supply. All righty. So let me set this aside here. So again, on color, compared to that Crosley record player we looked at the other day, this is kind of a similar color. Not quite a cherry red, a little bit more muted. Attention, AC adapter. Attention. Silica gel packets. Never eat these. These are huge. Silica packets. Attention. And sure enough, right there on the side. Well, that is a beast. Good grief. 12 volts. Man, that thing is huge. I've got 12 volt transformers that are like a third of that size. And then here is the receiver. To me, when I hear receiver, I think of like a stereo receiver, like with switching capabilities of various inputs, not just a radio receiver. But, all right, just simply wrapped here. It looks cool, dude. And it's more substantial than I expected. I really expected it to feel like super hollow, but it's actually heavier than I thought. So we've got like a metal grill on the front. Somewhere around here is a speaker. That's interesting. There's like a don't know if you can see it there a little bit. There's a little bit of a raised area right there. We got a protective film over the tuning dial. So that'll be a string tuner. So the knob controls the tuning string. On the bottom here is a ported speaker system with sort of these rubberized feet covering these screw holes. Then on the back we've got the FM. This is cool, I really like this. On the back we've got this FM antenna socket here, headphone jack, aux input, and the power supply. Back here, aux, FM, and AM source selecting switch. It's kind of cool. That's unique. Manufactured March 2013. Yep, same as 7 years old. New old stock, you know? Just like that other record player. So this is an interesting material. So that's like a MDF in there. This just feels like wood blocks, these feet. I'm trying to decide if this is like a... This is interesting. You can see where it's scuffed a little bit there. I was gonna say plastic, but I think this is actually MDF board with like a really thick layer, almost like a plastic layer on top. It's cool, I like it. All right, let's go ahead and connect it up and give it a listen. One thing I noticed though, right off the bat, listen. I hate that. Something's loose inside of there. Again, I paid 10 bucks for it, guys. Something's loose in there. As soon as I plugged in the aux cable, I get this nasty hum. Of course, the volume was maxed out, but kind of interesting. I wonder if that, what input am I on? Does it do on the... Okay, so it was just on the aux input and the volume was cranked. So yeah, it sounded ugly, but that's not unlike what they do. I mean, you shouldn't turn them on with the volume full blast and expect no sound on that. Okay, so here it is. It looks good, you guys. It is small, but it looks good. I mean, just size comparison, here's my hand. So it's not huge, but it's, you know, substantial. It doesn't look miniature. It just, you know, isn't that big of a device. Now the pattern of this grill is so tight that it'll trip out the camera. Check this out. When I move the camera just a little bit up and down, left, right, it totally is freaking out the camera there. You can kind of see that pattern on there. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's see what mode we're on. I probably should have done this before. Let's start with AM. So we're on AM now. So the on and off switch is also the volume knob. And let me get over here and we'll just kind of check it out.
And the things that, you know, could possibly happen, you know, but for me, I think the Broncos are doing a great job, you know, keeping us safe.
Miller says he weighed the positives and negatives and came to the decision that he could play.
It's got good sound, actually, very rich sound.
Here are...
Okay, we don't have the best reception here, but I'll tell you what, this actually sounds really good. The speaker sounds really good. It's rich, it's warm, it's got some depth to it, and that's on AM. So let's switch it over to FM, and we'll try FM as well. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit there, just to give you something a little bit different to look at. I like how it lights up when you turn it on too, that's cool. At least it lights up the mode you're in.
TV has been trending all over the United States for the last maybe week and a half or so on Twitter, and I'm loving it.
Turn to that white stuff.
Yeah.
Then you have to.
Yeah.
I hate radio DJs.
You know, all the stuff that I would usually do in the off season, so.
Like that FM radio announcer voice. BS, I can't stand it. Tom Petty there. sound is really good.
Eso sí calienta. Erasmo y la
If you want to text in to win $1,000 is in less than 6 minutes.
What some people call little white lies. And Mark,
Apply. Program may be changed at end sole discretion. Insured by NCUA.
I don't get out much. Hey, it's Nerf for our
It actually has a surprising amount of punch. It really, really does. You always wonder when they say very powerful sound, or this says impressive sound performance. You wonder, you know, are they just blowing smoke or what? But this actually has impressive sound. Impressive sound performance. Let's see here. So yeah, really cool. Let's go ahead. Now, admittedly, I'm not a huge... Oops, that freaked out the bird. Bird was on me. Behind the scenes trivia, he was behind me doing his assistant director job, and he was a little bit intimidated there. Love Royal Crown Review. This is like late 90s, very short swing revival music. Love it. Royal Crown Review. All right, guys, so yeah, sounds really good. Final assessment is I think it's cool. I think it's really, really cool. I was genuinely impressed with the sound quality. I expected a certain level of quality based on the fact this is an entry-level product. Although for $100 for an AM/FM radio, it should sound good. Of course, I only paid $10 for mine. Mine does have a little wobble there. I don't know if the feet are just, I don't know what the deal is, but this isn't a great surface, but even on the granite, had a little bit of a wobble. But the sound was good. I love the design. The display is cool. It's a cool device. That being said, you can't buy it new anymore, so you have to look for a used one. But if you like this styling and you want a good sounding AM/FM radio with an aux input, you could do worse. This is not a bad unit whatsoever. I was definitely impressed with the sound quality, and I do like the mid-century look to it. So a unique thing. I never anticipated buying one of these, but for $10, I thought it'd be worth a shot. Even if you never get your hands on one, cool to see, something interesting, something new. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, give me a thumbs up, share it out, tell your friends, all that cool stuff. I would appreciate it more than you can imagine. And thank you guys for being out there. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. So anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Happy record hunting, happy radio hunting, CD hunting, tape hunting, whatever it is for you. And we will see you tomorrow.